6 minutes. This is Jason Fulmore. Today I am here with Nick Boykin, who is in Columbus, Ohio, but from Tennessee originally. Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. You had a great weekend this weekend.
Yes, it was awesome.
Now,
It was awesome.
was that your first senior national title?
Yes, that was
senior
actually
title?
yes,
Yeah?
first senior national title. Yes.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So I watched your semifinal match and your finals match. In your semifinal match, you beat Braxton Amos,
Braxton,
3-2.
yep.
Yeah. And you've wrestled Braxton actually a couple times, haven't you?
I wrestled him at junior trials last year or 2 years. Whenever the last year, I believe. It's weird.
Yeah, it's all good. And then you wrestled Chad Porter in the finals.
Yes, sir. He beat me actually about 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I noticed, and not to get too much into the depth of the matches or anything like that, but with Porter's match, I hadn't seen you a step over in Greco very often, but that's how you scored your first two. Was that something you've been working on, or?
So me and Colton Schultz, whenever I lived out in Colorado at the training center, we had like a little arm spinning, like just offense and defense technique for like an hour. And I didn't really think about hitting because I was in the heavier weights and nobody really arm spins. And
but he did. He tried a couple times.
Yes, he did. And then whenever this quarantine would have like team meetings and watch film and Sagilife would hit the arm spin all the time. And I'm like, that's really like the move. Nobody expects it. So, I mean, like it was worth a try. I started hitting at practice. Me and my roommate were hitting it in the living room. He even texted me. He's like, hey, didn't we just practice this in the living room? And he was like, oh, yeah. It works. It works. And I don't know. After practicing and seeing it, I was about to get scored on, and I didn't have anything else to do. So that cartwheel really came in clutch.
Yeah, and you glided over, and it took him right to his back. You almost actually had it fall right then and there.
Yeah. Well, usually you could catch him on his back, but he did get him scrambling out of it. So
yeah,
I didn't even know I got 2 points off of it until
he looked like he was He was in deep, and then you got his shoulder to the mat, which gave you the opportunity to glide over. Is that kind of the idea behind it?
Yes, sir. As soon as he reaches around, if I throw him over, do a cartwheel, it catches him and brings him to his back. So.
Nice. Well, that was fantastic. So you had a great weekend. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
But let's go back in time to high school. You wrestled at Riverdale High School.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
memories.
Obviously a hammer in high school, heavyweight hammer in high school. But you left after your junior year and went to the
senior
Olympic training. You left for your senior year. Did you leave after your senior year?
I did. I left my senior year.
Okay.
So the week after my state tournament, I left.
And you went to the Olympic Training Center.
Yes.
And that was your path. Why did you choose to go to the OTC?
Honestly, it's a good question. Throughout high school, whenever I won Fargo, my sophomore to junior year, Matt Lindland, the Olympic coach there, he called me, asked me if I wanted to be an Olympian. I mean, that's the highest level you can get in the sport. And I was all about it. I took not all of my college visits, but I took some of my college visits. And just going to the Olympic Training Center really stuck out to me. And I'm thankful for that opportunity. And it's got me to where I am today.
So what was it like being out in Colorado Springs at the OTC?
All we would do is eat, sleep, wrestle, repeat. 6 days a week, all the time.
Yeah. Was it?
Oh yeah.
Is it a grind, or was it?
It was mostly a grind towards when tournament times come, because like they'll train us to get to our peak, and then they'll taper us down, and that would help us out for tournaments.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a real grind until close to tournament time. But out here at Ohio State, it's a grind all the time.
It's a grind all the time.
It is.
So, there are people that watch me, like, have conversations with different people, and they're not really as familiar with Greco as they are with certainly high school style.
Yeah.
You excelled in Greco. You were good in high school style, and I assume you were really good in freestyle as well. But Greco, you kind of rose to that next level. Your brother is really good in freestyle.
Yes.
So what was it about Greco that was, really interesting to you, or why you kind of felt like that was the step?
Well, whenever I was younger, I don't know if you know Bill Kennedy. He's the one that got me into wrestling. He'd always get mad at me because I threw all the time, and like I just love throwing. I have a great sense of just a headlock or a lat drop, and I just love throwing. I mean, it's just an exciting feeling.
Yeah.
What made me choose the path to do Greco? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just exciting, and the one thing that I was excited most about was just being able to jump to that next level. I didn't like. It took me a second. Actually, it took me the first day to realize how hard it is. I wrestled Robbie Smith. Yeah, so it was a torture. They tortured me those first couple months, but I started picking up just little things. I basically copy this one guy's style now. He just calls me his mini me. Like everything I do, he does. And
I
that's
got
where
you.
I picked it up from.
Very cool. Well, you, after 2 or 3 years at the OTC,
Yeah.
decided, hey, I'm going to go to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you are at the moment, getting ready to start season. Was it a tough choice to make the decision to go back into a collegiate program and kind of split the time between the two, or?
No, it wasn't. It's always been on my mind to go back to college because wrestling's not going to be with me forever.
Yeah.
And just going back to college, well, that's what the grind part. Like, I feel like my conditioning wasn't at the level of like a folk style, and that of a folk style standpoint. And one of the reasons that I moved is to help with that and just other aspects, and then also getting a degree and looking out for my future. Because wrestling, you never know. Like they cut programs all the time with the Olympic sports to college sports. So I was just looking at what's best for me, and actually at that time it was actually the best decision because 2 months later the pandemic hit, and they're not even allowed to train there now. So I wouldn't even be. Right? Yeah. So I'll probably be wrestling a heavyweight if I did wrestle at the Senior Open this week.
So what was it about Ohio State?
Just the atmosphere.
Yeah.
The coaches are all welcoming. The players it's family. Love the campus. Love the people. Love the fans. The fans are the best. It's like the number 1 or 2 most fan-based school for wrestling in the country. It's ridiculous.
You guys have a beautiful facility that I watched it last year with them against Stanford, and it was just rocking.
Yeah, besides the training center, that's the best facility I've ever seen for wrestling.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Well, I noticed and I just got a couple more questions because I try to keep it to 10 to 15 minutes. I noticed that Hazewinkle was sitting in your corner this weekend.
Yes. So actually, Travell was sitting there, and they had to go practice, get ready for freestyle. And Coach Ike, so I'm Sunkiss, and Coach Ike was usually my coach, and Colton Schultz already called Coach Ike, and he's like, "Here, just ask Sam," and Sam was all about it. We trained whenever he made the world team, so we knew each other pretty well. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I just asked him the most is just like don't tell me any moves. Just try and motivate me because that's the stuff that makes me wrestle better. And he was all about it. He loved it. Yeah. And he's just a great guy. I love him.
Yeah. Well, he was in Florida. He was his family's from Oklahoma, but he wrestled in Florida in high school. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't.
And actually, I got to take him when I coached to Oklahoma for a junior duels and that sort of thing. So it was a lot of fun. Awesome. It was kind of surprised to see Hayes sitting in your corner. I was like, I wonder what the connection is. So
yeah, he's Sunkissed too. So it's all there.
Very cool. So what's next for Nick Boykin?
Oh man, I believe it's U23s.
Okay.
I might try and do U23s. I think it's November 14th. I have not heard anything about it yet, but we'll find out more about. The thing is, USA Wrestling doesn't even know what they're doing right now. So my schedule is
Yeah.
what their schedule is, and hopefully they'll have some tournaments soon, and hopefully a senior trials and make a national team, maybe even the world team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean,
that's
the Olympics are still on for next year.
yes,
Ultimately, is that kind of you're gearing to try to get to the Olympic trials in maybe
yes,
April or so? That's kind of the
hmm
long-term goal.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Will you wrestle like during the season at Ohio State, or is that kind of
So we don't even know if we have a season yet. So we're still
okay?
we I think we're allowed to start practicing on campus next week. So
All right.
hopefully, I think we may have a season in January, but it might just be conference and national. So hopefully I can wrestle. I got every weight class here is just loaded with a lot of talent,
Yeah, yeah, no
from light
doubt.
guys to heavyweights.
So it's great to be a part of.
Yeah, and that's yes. And I practice with Lamar Desi. He's on the Canadian Olympic team, and he whoops me every day. I mean, it was a great choice getting better.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. Congratulations on your first senior national title.
thank you.
I know everybody in Tennessee in the Southeast was ecstatic to see it and
Yes,
see you continue to work towards your goal.
yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You take care, man.
Yeah, see ya.